Thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule to stop by and say hi. Tell me, how are you? I mean, how are you really?
I am well, thank you.
You know, I know you are busy. You're a mom. You're a recording artist. You've got a new album out that you're trying to kick into high gear. You're on every TV show every time I turn around.
Well, you know what? As you get older, you start to know what not to juggle and what to juggle. Because you can't juggle everything. You see, you can't do everything. You can't be everything. So you have to pick out the priorities are most important. And you have to narrow them down to what it is that's important. And then you juggle those.
You know, Whitney, one of the things, in fact, the main thing I try to do every night on the air, besides share the love of God with as many people as I can, is we try to marry or match up the perfect song lyrically with somebody's situation. We try to tell a story. And a lot of your songs seem to me to have that feel. They seem to be sort of experiential songs, story songs coming from the heart. Are these from your experiences? Do you write from what you hear your girlfriends talking about? Where does that come from?
Well, I hear a lot of things. I have a lot of friends, not friends, but people that walk up to me and just say things and talk to me about their lives and what they go through. Testimonies, so to speak. And I use those, and I use my own experiences, of course, because that's what makes everything real. So, yes, I do use my experiences. And when I hear a song that is about my experience and that everybody can relate to in a universal way, which is what I try to, relay anyway, that's what I do.
With us on the phone tonight is Whitney Houston, and an exclusive interview. I feel so blessed. I feel so privileged to have this opportunity to talk with you, Whitney. I started playing your music, probably 20 years ago. I remember your first album that came out, how gorgeous you looked on the cover in that white swimsuit. But looking back in retrospect, tell me what your impression of the music industry is after all these years.
With respect. There is a lot of fast money being made. There are no classes being taught. There are no classes on protocol and how we make this business last without the death and the killings and the fighting and the animosity. There was once when there was a camaraderie that I remember growing up in, when singers loved singers and singers gave respect to singers. And people gave respect to those who could dance. You know what I mean? Now it's about the fast money and buying cars and this and that. And the kids are just, they don't understand about entertaining, And there are only a few, and I won't name them, but the ones that I enjoy watching are the old school kids, are the ones who listen to old school music and know what it's about.
I don't think I could have said that better myself, Whitney. It's not just the music industry that's about the fast money and the backstabbing. It's radio. It's all kind of part and parcel. But let me ask you this. I got an email tonight, a letter tonight from a young person who's in college at a school that has a broadcast program. And they asked me if I could list 10 pieces of advice to give to a young person who wanted to pursue a career in the entertainment field. Music, writing, singing, dancing, the things the sort of thing that's your whole life. It's been your family's life, your mother and aunts and everybody in your history. What would you say to a young person who wanted to pursue that dream?
Well, when I started singing in the music industry, I was working in nightclubs. I was hanging around the studios. I would go into sessions, even though my mother was Sissy and my cousin was Dion. On the days my mother didn't know, I'd still go to New York and I'd be at Chaka Khan sessions or, this session, that session, listening to the greats and trying to be around them because I wanted to learn and then sing with them. And then once I got accepted, it was a way of life for me because, they knew that I had something to give. So you have to know you have something to give. Because it's a give, it's all automatically off the top a give. Don't look for the take because, that's not what music is about. God gave it to us. He didn't have to, but He did. And it's a beautiful thing because it gets you through the good times, the bad times. It'll make you cry. It'll make you reach your soul because music is in the soul.
Whitney, somebody told me many years ago, because I don't have the gift of a voice, I can't carry a tune to save my life, but somebody told me years ago, because I've always loved music, they said that music is the language of angels. And I gotta say, you got the voice of an angel. So, Whitney, a minute ago we were talking about music being a gift from God, and as you said, it speaks to your soul. Did you always know, I mean, from the time you were a toddler, that God intended and destined you to be a singer?
No, as a matter of fact, I just knew that something inside of me couldn't be contained, you know, and my mother wanted me to be a teacher and everything else besides a singer. And I just remember a conversation with my mother, and I said, Mommy, I now know I want to be a singer. She said, okay, and you can sing, baby, but Mommy wants to know if you want to be in the music industry, you want to be in show business. I said, well, isn't that the same thing? She said, no, and here began the lesson. And she started to teach me the ins and outs and the background and the front, because the background is different from the front. The background was all the work, all the groundwork was laid down, and all the torture and all the crying and the blood, sweat, and tears was given. You know, you sit back there, you come out of gold.
You know, Whitney, that reminds me of a wonderful scripture that talks about going through the fires and how God will refine us like precious metal in the fire. And that's what you're talking about, going through all that training to come out as gold.
And that's the way, it's a training course. It's a course of learning about the business.
Whitney is on the phone with us, Whitney Houston. That would be the diva, Whitney, and we will continue our conversation in just a moment. You're listening to Delilah on 97.3 Easy Rock. I'm show for lovers. This is Delilah. Thanks for joining me on 97.3 Easy Rock. Delilah. Tonight we've got Whitney Houston on the phone with us. We've been talking about family things. Her family is oftentimes beat up in the press, but just the little bit we've talked about, you can tell that she has a mother's heart and that she loves her family and blesses them every day. Whitney, thank you for being with us tonight. You were saying your mama was the one that gave you the lessons, that taught you the ropes, that said, okay, baby, if this is what you believe is your path, I'll teach you. Does your little angel, does your daughter have a singing voice? Does she love to sing?
She really does. And it's not a surprise to me, but I was like hoping, and she loves animals a lot. She loves animals. She's a very compassionate and loving little girl, and she loves animals and she loves to take care of. So I'm hoping that maybe with that gift, also that maybe she might make another decision. But she also loves to sing, and she has a beautiful, sweet soprano voice.
So just like your mama was hoping you'd be a teacher or something, you think that your little princess should be, a veterinarian? But you know what? Like you said a few minutes ago, when that gift is in you, you can't contain it. You can't stop it. It comes from God, and you just got to go with it.
Yeah, so, if she wants to do it, I'm here to guide her, protect her.
How could she miss? How could she not be a delight and a joy with the legacy that she has and the generations of talented women behind her?
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
So, Whitney, you've got this new album out and a beautiful new single out that I keep getting dozens of requests for via email every day from your fans who love you. Tell me what Try It On My Own means to you. I believe Babyface produced this for you, did he not?
He sure did. This music came to Faith. Music. He didn't write the music. His nephew wrote the music. He and Carol Bayer-Sager wrote the words together. He brought it to me, and I thought, wow, what a heavy song, because you would relate it, you would usually relate it to a relationship between a man and a woman, a husband or, a relationship. But I am married, so me being on my own, I am one flesh with this man, so that's excluded. However, I thought about the years being at Arista Records with Clive, and then making my transition with L.A. Reid, now being the president. And there were so many years of guidance and so many years of perfecting my craft with Clive that that he had to be my father of the music industry to teach me, and I wouldn't take that back for anything in the world. But now that I know, I have to try it on my own. So now I call and I speak to L.A. Reid, and it's like, L.A., this is what I want to do, and this is how I want to do it. And because he knows that I've gone through these years, he trusts me, and I trust him, and that's a relationship, now that I have. So I related that song to that.
So, we were talking earlier about priorities, juggling time. Now that you got this hot new album out, you going to be touring soon?
It's inevitable. I am a performer. Well, now that the album is made and it's out there, and I'm getting a great response from it, it's going to be a great tour because I'm going to do it with my husband. And we've never done that before, so it should be very exciting. So I'm looking forward to that. And I am, in the process of producing movies. I just did a production for Disney called The Cheetah Girl. I am now looking for some people. I'm redoing the movie Sparkle. And I am considering doing a movie with Eve called Diva.
So, in other words, you've decided to relax, slow down, retire now that, you've reached this pinnacle of success. No.
I have a lot to, going on and a lot of things to think about and a lot of great projects, so,
Well, don't forget to slow down and take some time for you, too. We will continue our conversation in just a moment. You're listening to Delilah on 97.3 Easy Rock. This Saturday night, the courthouse is the place to be as we broadcast Studio 97 live. Grab your boogie shoes and get down on 97.3 Easy Rock. All hour long, we have been very fortunate to have an exclusive interview, an exclusive time with Whitney Houston, who is on the phone right now. Welcome back. So, what would you describe yourself as? An actress who sings? Is acting your first love? Because you've had some wonderfully successful movies, The Preacher's Wife and others. Or would you call yourself a singer? Is music your first love?
Oh, definitely my music. Music is my life.
I kind of thought that would be your answer, but you're a wonderful actress. You have a great screen presence, stage presence as well.
Thank you so much. Hollywood demands so much from you. You know what I mean? Music, I'm a free spirit, and I'm not to be contained. I can't sit in that trailer and wait for long times. It just makes me crazy. So I did the 3 movies, and God blessed me because the people responded to it well, and it was cool. But, I take my time with things like that because I really have to be careful about what I choose to do as far as movies are concerned because I want to be believed and I want to be wholeheartedly into it, not half. All
right, girlfriend, thank you for spending so much time with us. If your fans want to get in touch with you, if they want to see you when you're on tour, once your tour schedule is posted, what's the website they can go to?
Honey, you know what? I don't know what my website is, but I know that there are a million of them. I one time saw them. There's like 1,500 to 2,000 websites of Whitney Houston. But you can write to my fan club, and they will give you the information if you look at the back of the album, and you have to buy it to know that.
Smart planning on your part, young lady.
So if you look at the back of the album, you can call the fan club, and they'll give you all the information.
Well, your record folks were good enough to tell us if you go to WhitneyHouston.com, you can find out all the information. That of the 15 million websites, that's the official one they want folks to go to, WhitneyHouston.com. Whitney, thank you so much for allowing us the privilege of having this interview, and I pray that God blesses you and Bobby and your family and just protects you and keeps his arms around you.
Thank you, baby.